Welcome to 2 a.m. Talkies. I'm your host, Josh Tran,
And I'm Hisham Ahmed.
and today we're joined by our very first guest, Sara Tran, aka Kitters the Chef. Sarah, how you doing today?
I'm doing well on this fine night.
Yeah,
2
this
a.m.
fine
right
night
now.
at 2 a.m.
Mhm.
Yeah, another 2 a.m. Talkies at 2 a.m.
I had to get up for this one.
Yeah, actually, we had to wake Hisham up twice. But he is awake, he's
Not my
alert,
fault.
and he's ready to answer some
I don't know
questions.
about alert, but
Yeah. Sarah's actually the person who came up with the name 2 a.m. Talkies. Before her, some names we were considering were Joshy Talkie, for Joshy, for me, Josh, and In the Mind of, which it's not really the best name, I don't think. It doesn't really roll off the tongue like 2 a.m. Talkies. So Hisham, how does this show work?
so we have 3 stages of questions: level 1, level 2, level 3, with each level getting progressively more in depth and more personal as a question. Hopefully promotes a little bit more discussion as we get through. And we're gonna kind of pick at your brain and see who you are as a person. So are you ready?
Oh no.
Level
Okay.
1 is
Yes.
super easy stuff. It's just like really basic questions. Like from the first episode, you saw was like, what's your favorite color? So Josh, you want to pick the first question?
Yeah. Let's go with favorite cereal. Sarah, what's your favorite cereal? Breakfast
This
or
one is very
otherwise?
easy. My favorite cereal has always been Cheerios.
Honey Nut
Honey Nut or regular?
Oh yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios. I've been
Mm.
eating them since I was a kid, and I don't think I will ever stop. However, I have just found out this year about Special K, so that's a close second now.
Which flavor
Honey
is
Nut
Special K?
Cheerios. Wait,
I actually don't. What is Special K?
it's like
It's like a cornflake
frosted
kind of thing.
cornflakes, I
Yeah,
think, with strawberries. I didn't know there were
Oh,
multiple kinds of Special K. I just get the strawberries one that's like freeze dried.
I see. I mean, when I was a kid, I would really, really like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I feel a bit like a boomer now because it's just too much sugar for me now. I can't handle it
Yeah.
anymore.
I did try that one as well. It was too sugary.
Yeah.
I think that's how it was for me too. When I was younger, like I remember eating like Cookie Crisp, and that's literally just straight sugar and Cocoa Puffs. But now it's kind of like they're okay, but I can't eat them in like large quantities mainly. For me now, it's definitely like Honey Nut Cheerios at the top, and then like Honey Bunches of Oats. Yeah.
Been
Never had
eating
that one.
Frosted Flakes and Lucky Charms recently. I know when I was a kid, I would only like the marshmallow parts of Lucky Charms, but now as an
You just like
adult,
pick at it.
well, I wouldn't pick at it. I'd still eat it all, but I wouldn't like it. But now I think I've come to appreciate the subtleties of the cereal part.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a pretty quick first question. Hisham, you can go ahead and pick the next one.
Uh, where would you want to travel to? Like as an ideal vacation or getaway, that kind of thing.
Like the outdoors. I like hiking, so I would probably go back to Canada, and I can't remember the name of the lake. But it's like right next to a really big castle. Do you know what I'm talking about? And that castle's like a hotel.
Oh,
now.
the lake by the castle? Yeah, that one. Yeah. Yeah, I love that
can't tell
lake.
whether you're.
I don't know.
With yours.
I can't remember it right now, but that lake, I went
That's my
there one time, like 3 or 4 years ago, and I'd love to go back there in the winter and go ice skate on that lake.
Where in Canada? Do you know like province, city, that kind of thing? Because Canada's kind of a big area to just be like.
I'm not knowledgeable in any way
Okay.
about Canada, but
So
I
if
think
Canada
it's
was like
near.
this, where in Canada would it be?
I don't know.
Okay,
I
let's
want to
say
say
this
it's
is
near
like
Ontario, but I think I'm just pulling names out of my ass. So
okay.
I'm
Where's
not gonna.
Ontario?
I'm not gonna say anything. I don't have a final answer on that.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I think for Canada, I've only been to like Ontario and Toronto, that area. So if it's not there, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, I can't remember
I
the
see.
name.
Josh?
So going outside, that's your place. I think I would be the opposite. I hate going outside. Going outside sucks.
Mhm.
Honestly,
I
I don't
thought
even
you.
like.
I was gonna say, I thought you developed like your new appreciation for it or whatever recently. No, we talked about in the last episode where you were talking about how you go on walks
Yeah,
more.
but I don't know. For a trip, I don't know. Maybe it would be fun with friends. But when I think of a vacation, I would. So one thing that we've been talking about recently is going back to Universal Studios. I think that would be a very fun place to go with my friends, which is technically outside, but I don't really count it because you're surrounded by a lot of. Actually, a lot of the rides at Universal are outside. Now that I think about it, are
And it's a
inside.
lot of walking to go from ride to
Yeah.
ride too.
But yeah, I like rides. I like not being in nature. Hisham?
I know. Notion I have like this like rough plan thing that we like talked about one day like a year ago or so, where we were talking about maybe after college you'd probably go to Tokyo or just like Japan in general. Uh, and like I've
Very
kind of
nice.
like looked into it a bit, stuff like that, and been like, maybe that's like where I would want to go. But other than that, I think I've talked with one of my other friend groups about us going to Maui, just because
Ah,
like
like Moana. Very nice.
yeah,
I've heard of
this
that guy.
Maui is really nice actually. Should go there.
Well, not at the beginning of the movie. He was kind of mean at the beginning.
I hate this Josh guy. Oh my god.
I don't think I've been out of the country tw- maybe twice, something like that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I also really want to go to Yellowstone, just
Mm.
because like Yellowstone's just pretty as hell.
Yeah,
That's the
I've
one
been
with
there
Old
too.
Faithful, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I see. Cool. Okay. Next question. What are some of your favorite movies? This could be childhood movies or something that you've seen recently.
Okay, like I'm like a huge sucker when it comes to anything nostalgic. So one of my favorite movies still is Fantasia 2000, and I've actually made Hisham watch this with me
Uh,
one time. I think also or in the middle of the night at like 2
yeah, I
a.m.
think it was literally like 3, 4 a.m. or something. Yeah, but it's honestly a pretty good movie.
It
It's
is.
re-
It's a really
yeah.
nice movie, and it also like that's my cat. Um, it also stirred my appreciation for music. I think like when I was younger, and I'm glad that I can still appreciate and listen to those songs now.
The movie's kind of old, right? It's like
Yeah, I mean it's
21
21 years old.
Fantasia
Yeah.
2000.
Oh yeah,
2000.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Honestly, it's aged pretty well. I feel like because I only watched it what last year with you, 2 years ago maybe, and so
I feel like it was last year. I don't think it was that long ago that we watched it. I
yeah,
was
it
trying to
was.
make you watch Twilight, and then I think we
Uh,
started it, and I was
no,
like,
no, no, no.
I can't watch this.
You pulled up the trailer and watched it, and you're like, "Wow, this is a lot worse than I remember," and then you decided not to watch it. Which, to be fair, I'm very
Yeah,
glad we went with Fantasia instead.
but
It was a really
you
pretty
still need to
movie.
watch Twilight because it's a
Because
part
it's
of our generation's culture.
I think I can like
I would
skip
say.
over that part, honestly. I think for me, in terms of recent movies that I've seen, anything over the past like couple of years, I would say like Into the Spider Verse was like a huge movie to like shoot up my like favorites. Just like in general, the entire animation of the movie, the music choice, there's a lot of stuff like that they did with like the yeah, like the musical motif stuff that they did throughout the movie is just so good. So that movie I think will probably be one of my favorites for a really long time. Other than that, in terms of recent movies, I would say Interstellar, Inception, those two movies were like really uh I just have a lot of like memories attached to them, I think, because I watched them with my friends like way back whenever they first came out. And I just remember all of us like reacting to it together and being like, "Oh shit! Like what the hell? What's going on? What's going on?" And just all those little, like twists in the story would always just have this huge reaction throughout our whole group of like 6 people.
Is Interstellar the movie with Sandra Bullock?
Uh,
Bullock?
No, that's Gravity, I think.
I don't know. Honestly,
Mm.
I don't remember
Yeah,
the
Gravity is the
exact
one where
incident
they're like
anymore.
she gets detached from the space thing,
Yeah, I
and
just
then
know
she's
that one scene where she's just like,
yeah,
I
that's gravity. That's gravity.
okay.
I think
I haven't watched that.
Interstellar is Anne Hathaway, and then Matthew McConaughey. But
It does, yeah.
yeah,
I'd say one
so
of my favorite movies has got to be Mulan, that classic Mulan, not the. I haven't even seen the live action one.
have you seen
Uh,
Mulan 2?
I know it exists, but
Yeah,
I've
I
not
didn't know it
watched it.
existed until 2, 3 years ago or so.
I've heard it was really, really bad.
The live action or Mulan
Yes.
2? Yeah, I
The,
heard the same.
the live
That's
action.
fine. I'm okay with just preserving my memory of the old one. It was really good. You know, it has a nice story and some pretty good music too. I think I probably know the words to. Well, I haven't seen it in a while, so I probably wouldn't be able to sing all of it. But it has some pretty memorable
Who is
songs, pretty
that
catchy.
girl I see?
Okay, maybe for another time.
I would say in
Okay.
terms of childhood movies for me, Madagascar 2, Bambi, probably
I
the
love you,
second
King
one
Julian.
mostly, and Finding Nemo have like the hardest like grip on my childhood.
Drip. You
Grip,
say
I can't believe I
grip.
didn't
grip.
mention
Grip.
Madagascar 2.
Yeah, this all
I
three of
totally
those
forgot about that.
movies were movies that I grew up watching with my dad, and so those
Mm.
just have very like core memories for me.
Core memories. Inside Out was pretty
Yeah.
good.
I never watched Inside Out.
That was a good movie.
Oh, so
Like,
when you say core memories, do you not are you not referencing Inside Out when you say that?
No, I just
Oh.
mean they're memories that are very important to my childhood.
Mm.
I would say Madagascar 2, it was also a core part of my childhood. Actually, it is still a core part of my life now. Because my family, actually, if you'd like to see that photo right there is from Madagascar 2.
Yeah.
Because my family's obsessed with it.
For
And
those of you listening on Spotify or wherever other platforms, Sarah just pointed out a picture of one of the penguins
oh
from
yes,
Madagascar.
yes, on my wall.
Yeah.
It's a movie that is very dearly loved by my family, and we continue to quote it to this day. Actually, I quoted it today with my family, so pretty regular basis.
For me, I think it was just my dad had gotten the first Madagascar, and that might have been like the first movie that him and I had watched together over and over. And so that just grew into us watching a lot of the Disney movies and Madagascar 2 especially. Maybe because there's this huge thing about uh, the main character and his father in the movie that it resonated a lot with me and my dad. So, but those three movies really important to me.
Some of the movies that I watched over and over and that resonated with me a lot were the live action Dr. Seuss movies. If you've ever seen The Cat in the Hat and The Grinch, those are really good. I have both of them on VHS at home, and they were just completely unhinged.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember watching the beginning of One Cat in the Hat movie, and it was really scary for me at the time. So
It I wouldn't be surprised. It's not for the faint of heart.
also, just like the Cat in the Hat story in general is a little bit scary because the cat just comes to like fuck them up
Uh,
when they're supposed to be good kids. Like it's a little scary.
I remember
yeah, well,
watching
they at the end of the day they have fun. I think that's what matters.
I remember watching the cartoon a lot for Cat in the Hat, but I never watched live action for it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a movie night someday.
You can watch through
Not
all of our
not for
childhood
that one though.
movies.
Not for Cat in the Hat.
You should show Miso. Miso,
Oh right. How
that's
else are we
there's
gonna
cat.
get views? Hold
Yeah,
on.
we have to clickbait.
Oh wait, I just let her out.
That's okay. She can make an appearance at the end.
Yeah, she'll come back screaming at my door.
Okay. Next
Wait.
question.
Sorry,
Wait.
right on cue, she's screaming at my door. That was kind of crazy. Hold on.
Yeah, go grab
Okay.
her.
Do you do that when you cut too? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Okay, nice.
do it when you cut to. That way, there's a cue for
Okay.
when you're
All
going
right.
through.
Cat is back. Everyone say hi to Miso.
Hello.
Oh, wow, hi.
Miso.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we can move on to the next question.
Favorite sense. Smell sense, not like
Sense. Yeah, like
your
S
senses.
SCENTS sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
This one's a bit of a weird one.
I like. I guess like if I'm thinking in a like artificial smell type of thing, like maybe for your dish soap or for hand soap, I really like fruity smells. Like my parents will usually get like peach Bellini or like a cherry smell for our soap. So I like those, but then I think like for a natural smell, I really like apple.
Apple.
I just like the smell of an apple. It's really nice
Yeah.
and subtle, not too strong.
Yeah, you do eat a lot of apples, that's for sure. Um, for me, I really like the smell of cinnamon because it smells like Christmas. It's a very warm, a warm spice, and reminds me of my, favorite childhood cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's a callback. It's about 15 minutes ago. But I think one of my weirder scents that I like, or that I used to like, was sorry there. My Discord disconnected for a little bit. Let's get back in there. You know those big freezers at Walmart or Costco where they have those giant bags of ice?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
like the smell of the freezers. It just smells like it smells cold and it's really nice. Because we live in
Yeah,
Texas.
I kind of understand then.
Yeah,
I
like
think I know what you mean.
the fan. I don't know. There's something about the ice freezer at what did I say? Costco.
Yeah.
Like
That's one of my
specific, it
top
has to
scents.
be Costco freezer ice.
Well, I think I associate it with Costco because they also have the big refrigerator room where with the produce, and that room also kind of smells like it. And it's nice, and if you breathe, you can see your breath. Pretend you're smoking. You ever do that?
I remember doing that when I was a lot younger. I would just puff my hands around my face and just continuously blow into them until all the air came out at once when I'd open my hands.
I didn't think I was smoking, but I did do that.
I would say for me, I didn't even think about stuff like hand soap, but like fresh cookies and fresh bread. Those two smells are just so good. I think a lot of it is attributed to baking with my grandma when I was younger, making cookies and like bread with her. That's probably why. But whenever I smell those scents, it's just really nostalgic for me.
Oh, I also like the smells of my friends. I thought might be weird. A little
I
bit.
think.
Like
Can you be
Jerry
more
has a very
specific?
distinct smell.
Jerry
I
smells
think
like
you
his
were there
house.
when I was telling you about it, or I've talked about it a lot.
Uh-oh.
Maybe you guys will meet Jerry later. So sad that you can't smell him because he smells really good. Maybe it's because I want to pretend his house so much.
He smells like his house.
Yeah, he smells like
Yeah,
his
it's like
house,
his
but his
house.
house smells good.
Yeah.
And like I thought, like oh maybe it's just like an old like traditional Asian smell. But then I've like gone to other people's houses. Like I go to Edward's house, I go to my grandparents' house. They don't smell the same way. I don't know what they do. I've asked Jerry what like detergent he uses, and it's nothing like special. So I don't know. I'm
Just
sorry,
his,
Jerry. I'm not
maybe
trying
that's
to
just his
creep you
natural
out
scent.
if you're watching
It's
this.
natural odor. No, Jerry smells like his house. It's not just himself. If you go into his house and smell his house, it's the same as if you smell him.
Yeah. So everybody at home, I think you should just go to Jerry's house and
Yeah,
leave in the comments below what you think it smells like.
Yeah, we can dox him.
don't dox him.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's go to the next question. What is your favorite comfort food?
For me, it's definitely fried chicken, especially katsu, but fried chicken in general is huge comfort food to me.
Yeah. How do you what I don't really know how to describe what a comfort food is because that will reflect my answer.
Mm, for me, comfort food is more so I'm feeling down. What is my go-to food to cheer me up, to make me comfort myself and feel better?
Um, I think I might go with cereal then because it's like a really quick boost of sugar. I really love sugar. Um, and it's just really easy to make. You put cereal in the bowl and then you put milk in the bowl and you're done. You can do that at home too. I don't think I've ever fried chicken before.
I have expected you to say cheese, not gonna lie.
Cheese?
Yeah, because of you going into your fridge and
Yeah.
just eating cheese from the bag.
I yeah, okay. Those were rough times. I just sometimes I stay up really late and I just need, I need some quick protein and cheese, cheese is protein.
Doesn't
I think it makes sense.
doesn't fulfill that same like craving for me though. Cheese doesn't substitute meat for me.
Well, I don't want to just eat meat straight out of the fridge.
Just throw it in the microwave.
Well, that defeats the purpose. I want something quick. You know, when it's 3 a.m., I don't want to microwave a hot pocket. I just want to eat some cheese.
No, that's what I would do at 3 a.m. I would go make a
I
hot
guess
pocket.
yeah. I'm changing my answer. I think cheese. We'll go with cheddar cheese straight out of the bag.
Okay.
Yeah. Sarah.
Um, I think my comfort food is probably pho. Like
Mm.
every weekend, we used to go to the same pho place and eat there, and like especially now that I'm living here in San Antonio, and I feel like there's not as much Asian food around here as there is in Houston. Like when I go back home and eat pho, I'm like, I missed you so much.
You want to give
I
them
miss
some
you.
publicity? What's the name of that restaurant?
I don't know because it's like one of those chains where it's like pho whatever, like pho 34 is 60
Okay.
something. So I don't remember the name. I'm sorry.
That's it. You don't have to apologize to me. You gotta apologize to them.
No.
I'm sorry, audience.
They're gonna lose all of the. They're never gonna be able to try.
I'm gonna gatekeep my
Oh
favorite
my
pho place.
god. Do you
Keeping all the
gatekeep
pho to
food?
yourself.
Hold on, my cat wants to be let out again.
Okay. We'll have another miso break. I don't think we should cut these out. I think it's
You either stay
a
out
nice
or
break
you
between the
stay
questions.
in.
The other one was between questions, right?
Yeah, but this audio of us talking about cutting stuff is gonna get cut for sure.
Why?
I'm not gonna leave this.
Give the viewers a little behind the scenes action.
I
Oh, we're
can.
gonna leave all this in?
No
I'm
way.
down. I think it's fine.
Sarah's down, so that means we have to leave it in.
Does it seem unprofessional? Too unprofessional.
This is
I
unprofessional.
would say that, but like, I don't know. Why would they want to hear us talking about what we want to cut out?
I suppose.
Especially from like,
And we're back.
I can't believe you're just. Do you actually gatekeep food, or is it just because you can't remember that place?
No,
Oh,
I was just making a joke. I'm really sorry. If I did remember the name, I would
yeah.
tell you. But it's
You're
kind of
just
just like
ruining
we've
their
been going
business
to
right
it
now.
for so long since I was a kid that I never bothered to like remember the name. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Josh, you gatekeep any food places?
I don't think so. I think
If
if
you
there's
gatekeep food, what's wrong with you? Like I just don't know why you would do that. Don't
No,
you
I'm
want
like, you're just hurting their business.
Yeah, you're hurting their business, and then on top of that, it's like when you have a food that's good, you're normally like, "Hey, you should try this food." You want other people to know it's good too. I've never heard of somebody be like, "This food's so good, like I don't ever want you to try it. Like you can't know that it's good.
I don't like you
My
to
secret."
experience good things.
I think the main reason people gatekeep food is it's with small businesses, which where there's not much of a line or something, and so they don't want it to be really popular where they have to start waiting for the food.
Okay, that's also really messed up.
But it
Especially
is messed up. You're
local
messing up their
business.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah. But people do it, I guess.
I think it's time for our last level 1 question of the episode. Hisham, you wanna?
This was Josh's question. What songs would you sing for karaoke?
This is one of my favorite questions on the list. I think it's a really
Really?
nice, fun question. Yeah.
There's so many good songs to sing.
Yeah.
I guess like in spirit of Christmas, I
Mhm.
would sing the Christmas song by Nat King Cole.
Is
Specifically the
that?
Nat King Cole version.
Oh, okay.
Because I
Can you give
really
us a
like
little sneak peek?
Yeah, you want to sing
It's
on
like,
the podcast?
because I'm still sick, so I'd probably cough through it.
oh yeah. For those of you who
Yeah.
don't know, Sarah has permanent bronchitis.
Yeah.
I've had it for like a
He's
month.
the walking
Knock on wood.
biohazard.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm being called a super spreader right now. But they have chosen to hang out with me despite knowing I have bronchitis. So whose fault is it really? I rest my case.
All right. So no Christmas song today.
No.
Okay.
I will say I also like what's that one song? Last Christmas by Wham too.
Mhm.
I would also sing that one. Christmas
Like
songs
right
are just
now?
oh.
Yeah, right now.
Oh, you really want me to sing? Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just
Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. There you go.
okay.
Let's go.
That's legit.
Now you hold the title of being the first person to sing on the podcast.
You guys didn't sing last podcast?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Pretty sure we didn't.
Well, you guys should sing your karaoke song. It's
Okay.
only fair.
All right.
I don't. Okay. I mean, for me, I wasn't even gonna say that. Like, I have a specific song because to me, karaoke is more of just a thing where it's you sing whatever with your friends just for the fun of it. I don't have a specific song that I'm like, oh, I want to sing these songs. Even when I listen to music
But like, isn't
myself,
it more fun when you know the words?
I mean,
Like,
sure,
when everyone
you
knows
can't
the
really
words?
sing a song that you don't know the words to, but it's to me, karaoke is more like, for example, in our Discord, right? Somebody plays something on the bot, and everybody in the server just starts singing. It's more about the interaction for me, I guess, of everybody singing or whatever. I don't care much about what song it is. I don't have a preference of, oh, I want to sing a specific song.
Okay, well, let's put you on the spot. Let's say you're at the club, you're at the karaoke club with your boys,
Uh-huh.
and the DJ guy is like, "Hey, what you singing tonight?" What do you say? Don't think, just say it.
I don't know, man. I don't have I literally have no preference in terms of a song.
All right, say one song that you know the words to. Any song. You don't have to sing it. Just pick one.
No, you have to
Our
sing.
The
audience
last
deserves an
the
answer.
last song that I did any sort of live karaoke to was September, where I did it with Forrest, Brian. I think Ed was there too for that.
All
It's
more.
recorded somewhere. If I find the video, maybe I'll like upload it or get a link for it and I'll put it in the comments. People can
Very
watch it.
nice.
Yeah.
My karaoke song. I guess I'll sing a little bit of it, and hopefully, maybe you guys will join along. Maybe you won't.
We could just be completely silent. It'll be only you.
Okay.
Really put you on the spot.
You are my fire. Okay, I don't think you guys are gonna sing. I'll just keep going.
I'm also worried that like if I sing along, it's gonna like lag or whatever. You know,
Oh,
There's-
that's even better. That's the vibe we're trying to capture.
oh really? We're
Oh,
trying
the
to like, get
desync
real
singing.
authenticity.
Yeah,
here.
that's our 2 a.m. talkies in our Discord.
It is true.
Yeah,
Yeah, when everybody sings in the Discord, it's always out of sync.
yeah, in different keys at different points in the song, different lyrics.
But everybody's having fun, right? That's what it's about.
Yeah. I didn't sing much of it, but if you guys didn't know the song, it was "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys. I think that would
Also
be a
a good
pretty fun
song.
song.
It's a
Yeah.
good song.
Nobody knows the words though. I think if it's not in a karaoke setting where everybody has the lyrics scrolling down, they're always gonna miss the second part of the verse. The first verse, everybody always skips it.
Yeah. I don't know the second verse. I'm thinking and I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think that's a very common thing. Okay. That was pretty fun.
On to level 2.
Yeah, on to level 2. So these questions are gonna be a little bit more personal. They might
We're
require a
diving
little bit more
deep.
thinking. Um, but yeah, just say whatever you feel. Try to be honest. And the first question, what do you do when you're sad? So like, let's say you're having a bad day. How do you normally deal with that?
I'm just like, wow, this day sucks. And I'll try to talk to somebody about it. I think that talking about it is like a healthy way to deal with the bad day. But if I can't talk to somebody, then I'll probably just drown out the sadness with something like either games or like social media. Just like kind of have to forget
Like
about it.
TikTok the sad away?
I what?
TikTok the sad away?
Sometimes yes. Sometimes that is what I do.
I see.
I don't know if it's the most healthy way of coping with it, but especially if it's like a problem that I know I can't do anything about, or like
Yeah.
I kind of just have to let it happen and just forget about it or accept it.
I think I'm also on the train of most of the time I want to talk to somebody about it. But if nobody's available, or if it's a problem that I don't want to talk about, I'll go on a walk, and I'll try to go on a walk late at night because nobody's around, and then I can talk to myself. That's one of my best ways of dealing with these things
So
because I don't
I'm just
yeah.
I'm just imagining like some like stranger walking by the street and they just see you like talking to the wall, like you're
This
Yeah,
guy's
like,
well,
hey,
crazy.
you're talking to the wall.
I try to look around
What
to
a
make sure
crackhead.
nobody's experiencing it.
Mhm.
Although when I do this, I'll walk around with headphones in. So on the off chance that somebody does notice me talking to myself, they might think I'm talking on the phone.
We
Um,
You and I have
because I
talked
do
about it
talk out
before
loud.
too, right? Where you said you have like conversations with yourself
Oh yeah,
because
all the time.
yeah, because it helps you. It's like you have another person there that you're bouncing it off of. You said, I think.
Yeah, I guess that sounds kind of lonely, huh? But it works.
Oh, it
I
works for
think
you.
I find myself talking to myself too sometimes. Like
Yeah,
I don't know if I necessarily talk to myself like when I'm doing something or I need to get something done, but
I
I
see.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think for me, I almost never talk to myself. There's like I talk to myself in my head, I guess, but never out loud, right? But that's just normal thinking, I would assume, right? Where
okay, my
you
bad.
have a
My bad.
thought.
I'm sorry for
I
not being
mean,
normal.
that's not what I meant.
You just flipped off
Yeah,
everybody in the audience that talks to themselves
no,
too.
no. I mean, just you're usually when you talk to yourself or think anything, it's the same thing as talking to yourself. It's just you're not doing it verbally out loud. That's what I'm saying. I think everybody talks to themselves, but it's just most people I think tend to do it in their head rather than verbalize it. And for me, that's how I do it. I don't verbalize it because to me, verbalizing it is something I'd be doing if I was talking to somebody else. But that's just me.
Have you seen that like article about that woman that doesn't have an inner subconscious voice? Like or not subconscious, but just like an inner voice, like when you're reading something and then like in your mind you can hear the words being read out to you, like in a voice. Like some people don't have that, which is crazy. Like
I can't imagine that.
I honestly thought that that wasn't possible. Like how do you how do you think then?
Very deep.
Yeah. I just think
Um,
it's like really normal for people to have like conversations or like work things through in their head all the time, and I think
yeah.
that's actually like a healthy part of like reflecting on yourself. And if you don't, if you can't do that, like what do you do? I don't know. Food for
I don't-
thought.
For me, in terms of what I do for when I'm sad, I think a lot of it depends on what it is that's made me sad. If it's some external thing that I have like no control over, then most of the time I just have to I tell myself, suck it up. You just gotta ride through it, and maybe I'll like put in some sad music. I'll lay down on my bed and I'll just wait until I don't feel bad about it anymore or I get over it. I've noticed more so over the last couple of years, I tend not to talk to people about problems that I have or things that I'm upset about, more so because I don't want to burden other people with my problems, I think. And especially when it's something that they can't do anything directly about, I don't want to create a headache for another person. So I tend to just get through it on my own and move on with it. If I really feel like I need help from somebody or that person could do something for me, then of course I'll talk to them about it, I guess. But other than that,
Yeah, I definitely get that. I have been in situations where people tell me something bad that's going on to them, going bad that's happening to them, and all I can say is, "Wow, that sucks," because there's nothing I could do to help. And a lot of the times they don't want advice either because they're just venting. So I can't tell them what to do either. So yeah, I don't know what to do in those situations. So I do have that worry sometimes that I'm doing that to other people when I come to them with my problems.
from my experience, it's just you're kind of there as a body to listen. You listen to them, you let them know that you are there for them. And that's all you can really do.
I see. One of my more unhealthy coping mechanisms, it's been happening more recently, is apathy and mind over matter. So if something bad happens to me, like let's say I get a bad grade on a test, I'll just be like, oh, I don't care. It doesn't actually matter. And then it doesn't affect me anymore. But that's really bad because a lot of the times they do still matter, but I just ignore them uh, to make myself feel better in the moment.
Yeah, I think I do that too. Like it's just a lot easier to run away from problems and then just wait for them to catch up to you instead of addressing them.
Yeah, I'm not very good at delayed gratification. I always want to just feel better in the moment. That's why I procrastinate all the time in schoolwork.
I
Not
think
very good.
gratification for me is more, I prioritize having a large amount of gratification at once rather than like when it is. If I, and that's, I think why part of the reason why I sometimes procrastinate stuff is because then I can do everything in one go in one large session and then have all the gratification of all of it being done. Stuff like that.
Hmm.
But
Interesting.
it sometimes doesn't work out in the sense that, oh, I've cut myself into too short of a time period. I don't have, let's say, enough hours to finish whatever it is that I wanted to do, that kind of thing. And then it ruins my plans for what I had planned maybe the next day or later that week, whatever.
See?
But we can move on to next question now. Let's.
Mhm.
Oh, well. Um, would you guys take on your significant other's religion?
Um, Well, the thing is, I don't even really have my own religion. I grew up in the Catholic Church, and I'm actually confirmed, but I'm not really religious at all. We used to go to church when I was a kid every Sunday, but that has long. Uh, I've not done that in years. So I guess if my significant other was, if religion was very important to them, I would try to engage in it a little bit, but I probably wouldn't be too into it.
Is there like a limitation to what you'd be willing to accept for yourself? Right? Because religion is
Uh,
very broad. If
yeah. Like I wouldn't like fully convert to religion if it meant I had to give up anything. Like I want to still be able to eat pork, for example, um, and anything like that. I wouldn't want to be required to pray. I'm not targeting Islam in particular. Those are just things I can think of. I'm not. Um. Yeah. I think I want to be able to eat cheeseburgers. I know cheeseburgers actually aren't kosher. My friend, he's Jewish, and he told me that they can't eat cheeseburgers
because of what? What?
because it was something like the meat of a cow should not be cooked in its mother's milk or something like
Oh,
that.
so the
Like the cheese
cheese,
on the beef is the part that
uh,
makes it bad.
not kosher. I
Huh.
see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna give up cheeseburgers
I
for
meant
my
more.
significant other.
I meant more in the sense of like, so you come from a Catholic background. You said, yeah.
Yeah.
So if it was something, maybe you don't have to give up anything, but it was outside of Christianity, would you still be willing to do that?
I mean, sure.
Oh,
Because I think expecting your significant other, well, I wouldn't fully convert. Like I wouldn't be a fully practicing,
yeah.
because I'm not even a fully practicing Catholic, so I'm not gonna. I'll basically be. I'll take somebody's religion the same level that I'm practicing Catholicism now, which is not that much.
How would how would you feel about your maybe your significant other doesn't care about whether you adopt a religion or not, but they want their kids to adopt their religion?
Oh well, I mean, if she wants to take the take the reins on that, and I guess I would just leave it up to to her. I wouldn't interfere, but I also wouldn't really push for it.
Mm.
Sarah, any thoughts?
I don't know. I've been thinking about it this whole time. Like, I think
Hmm.
it's kind of difficult. Like, especially like if my significant other wanted to raise like our children in a certain religion. Like, I think it would depend on how like intense like or like she or he. What am I saying? I'm straight. I don't know why I said she or
He or
he.
she.
Hey, we don't judge here.
Um,
We don't judge
Yeah.
here.
I'm,
if
You can be
he
yourself.
what?
like if he was a devout Christian and he wanted our son or daughter to go to Bible school like all the time. Or like I don't know. Just because I feel like um I don't know like just in general like having a child like it's so scary knowing that like every single thing that you do like that child is absorbing and is going to be influenced by that, you know. Like so I honestly don't know if I would be okay with somebody like wanting to raise our child like in a very like certain environment. I really want it to be as like I don't know. I just want them to like be able to like grow up and choose whatever they want to do. Because if they were like raised at a very young age in like a completely Catholic and
Okay, we're back.
then I feel like at that point like everything in their life or most of the things in their life would just like be centered around like Catholicism because like you know their friends would be there, like that's where they grew up, like it would just be a part of their life. I don't know. Like maybe that's me being like a little anti-religion. I don't know, because I'm agnostic. But I'm just like I don't know. I would just be so scared that my child would like become brainwashed, I guess.
I see. So you
And I
just don't
just
want
want them to
to.
have as much free will as possible.
You don't want to force them into anything. That's your.
Yeah, like I would never be one of those moms that like force my child to go to soccer or whatever or do ballet or something.
I see.
What about for you? Would you be willing to adopt some of your significant other's religion?
Yeah, for you and not your kids.
Yeah.
So I don't I feel like I can't really fully answer that question because I don't know. Like it just depends on like what religion they are and then like how devout they are. Because I also don't know that much about religion. I'm not very knowledgeable about it. So like maybe my partner will like introduce me to something and I'm like, oh wow, I actually really resonate with this. So perhaps.
Cool.
I think for me, I probably wouldn't. And a lot of that comes from I've talked with you guys about this, but for the podcast listeners, I'll tell it again. But I used to be not as religious, and then I went through a phase where I explored into a lot of different religions and I read up on them and wanted to make a decision for myself. I grew up in a Muslim household, so obviously, and my parents are very religious. So there was always them behind my back, like pushing religion and stuff like that. But I think like what you're talking about your kids, Sarah, for at least from my experience, there's a certain point that you hit age wise where even if you are raised in a very like religious household, you develop your own independent thinking and you make decisions for yourself. And like for me, yeah, I ended up deciding, yeah, I do want to continue believing in Islam and this is what makes the most sense to me. But that was after spending 2.5 years reading into other religions, and looking at what their practices are, reading into them, talking with, uh, I guess, like priests and people who are more devout to those religions and getting their opinions on it, what they believe, that kind of thing. Maybe I'm an exception in that, but for me, that's how it is. And so I don't know if I would consider myself anywhere near as religious as my parents, but I don't think I would take on my significant other's religion. No.
Mashallah.
God,
Okay.
you're gonna offend somebody.
No
I
way,
mean,
right?
I don't know. Like I think like as a child you're very malleable and like I wouldn't even say like that like when you reach a certain age that you like develop your own independent way of thinking because like the way that you came about to that to that like way of thinking is still influenced and shaped by how you were raised, which was by your parents. And like especially if you're not fortunate enough to have like parents who are chill with you not being like I say as like devout as they are, you know, like it may not even be about like whether you really believe in it or not. It might just stem from like I want to please my parents and I know that this is what will please them for a lot. I know for a lot of people.
Do you want to move on to the next question or
Yeah, I think so.
specific? Okay.
Yeah. All right, this
Gosh,
one's a bit easier to answer, I think. Do you enjoy parties?
I think it depends on what you mean by party. If you mean college frat party, I don't think it's my thing really. But if you just mean getting together with some friends at somebody's house and just spending time together, then yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for me, I definitely don't like any party. Well, maybe not any party, but I don't like places where I don't know a lot of people because I'm not very good at. I'm very closed off if I'm not comfortable, and when there's a lot of people I don't know, I'm not very comfortable. So I think I'm on the same boat where I really do like hanging out with my friends and getting together with my friends. But going to a party where I have to go out and meet new people, that's not really my favorite.
Hmm. I think I think like COVID really made me forget how to socialize and talk to people, and so I really had to like relearn all of that stuff this semester, and I like finally went to like one really small party. I go to like a really small private university, so the party that I went to is probably not like the typical large public university party you're thinking of, but like it was still really awkward for me to like remember how to make small talk. But I think for me, as long as I have one or two people that I know and that can kind of like introduce me to other people, I think I can kind of meet new people that way. But if you just threw me there and I knew nobody, I would not enjoy that.
Yeah. I think social interaction is a lot harder to instigate or join in on when there's nobody else that you know, right? If there's even one
Mhm.
person, you can just bounce off of their conversations and stuff and you feel more in place. So,
Yeah, I think Sarah, you said something about it being easier if you have people at the party that you know, like one or two people.
Mhm.
But for me, that's actually dangerous because I will probably stay around those people the entire time. I don't think I would if I know somebody there already, I'm not going to be making an effort to meet new people. But then at the same time, if I don't have anybody that I know there, I just won't talk to anybody at all.
Mm.
Yeah. I guess I'm just not a party guy. And I think that's fine.
I mean, I think more so the thing about having a friend or two there is that they can act as a way for you to be able to talk to those people. Not that you necessarily have to just talk to them without your friends being there, right? It's more that your friends go up to new people that you don't know and you're able to interact with them because you have friends there to make it less there's like less social anxiety, I guess. You know?
Yeah, like I don't know if I don't know if like this is what you're talking about, but like your friend will kind of break the ice between you and the stranger for you by like introducing you guys or maybe being like, "Oh, hey, I know you guys actually both like blank," like, and that can start a conversation, you know? Like having a friend there to weasel you into a conversation is really helpful.
Yeah, that and what I was thinking of as well was just that, you know, if your friend is talking in on a conversation with other people that you don't know in a party setting, it's really easy to jump into it if there's something that you want to add in or whatever. If there's somebody you know that's involved in the conversation, versus if it's just two random people that you're nearby that you don't know, you're a lot less inclined to join in on the conversation, I feel like. Anything
So in
else?
general,
No, I was saying you. Anything else, Josh?
uh, I mean, I think that that kind of encapsulates my opinions on this. Sorry about that echo.
Yeah,
There's still some technical issues to work out here recording the podcast. Um, yeah, and in the last episode, actually, we had to do a lot of editing, a lot of. I think Hisham, you cut out like I just said like there.
is
You had to cut
five and
out.
a half 4 minutes ish of just either blank space or us saying the word like or some stutter or whatever. It
Yeah,
was 4.5 minutes ish of it
we
over
are
a
working on that.
46-minute recording. Something it's crazy. But
I think we've been doing better not saying like that much.
we'll see. I'll tell you whenever I go back and edit this one.
All
I'll
right.
let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, on to the
Let's do
next
our
one.
last level 2 question for the day.
What
Uh,
job would you want if money wasn't a factor?
We were actually talking about this earlier, I think. Or like a week ago. Remember Doobie Doobop?
Oh
That
yeah, yeah.
TikTok girl? That would be my dream job.
It's cooking.
Just making
And posting on
food
TikTok.
and yeah, posting it on social media and then making my money through that. I really like cooking. I found that out during COVID.
I think for
So I
me,
would love to make a living off of that.
I say I would either like to be a teacher or a tutor because one, teaching, high school, middle school, elementary school level math and stuff like that is pretty easy. And also, for the most part, I like working with kids. I think I'm good at it. Um, and yeah, it's just really it's fun. Little kids can be cute. I used to work at Mathnasium in high school, and we would teach um, a lot. We would teach kids from like pre-K to 12th grade. But it was a lot of it was the younger kids, and it was pretty fun to work with them. So I would either want to be some kind of teacher or a stay-at-home dad, which I don't know if that counts as a job. I know a lot of people say, parenting is a full-time job. Um, but if that counts, I would like to be a stay-at-home dad.
So you want to be like a DILF?
Um,
Yeah,
uh,
Josh. This is a question.
I don't think those two things are related.
What?
But if I end up being one of those, that'd be cool too, I guess.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Hisham, what about you?
Um, I think what I've come to realize over the past few years, very recent, I would say like 2 years or so, I really enjoy uh, having something grow that some sort of project or skill, whatever it is, even in terms of helping somebody with something, seeing somebody develop because of my help, that kind of thing is satisfying to me. And it kind of extends even to more creative stuff like with the podcast or whatever. Making an active effort to like grow stuff like streams, that kind of thing, streams, podcast, YouTube channel, whatever, some social media account. I've noticed I really enjoy stuff like analytics for streaming, YouTube, that kind of stuff, learning how algorithms for those social media platforms work, how growing an account would, most efficient way, I guess, of growing an account on those kind of apps. Uh, I would say probably landing some sort of, I guess, management job. That would be right, managing some sort of like creators or other personalities,
I
growing my
see.
own creative projects, like this podcast, something like that.
Do you think you'd ever work for Pokimane? I know she has some kind of like management business for this kind of stuff. You think that would be
Dude,
like a good
I
job
don't
to?
think her thing. I don't think it's like as much of a management thing as much of as uh, it's more so a thing where they work with creators to help them get brand deals and stuff like that.
I
I think it's
see.
more about connecting them to sponsors and stuff. I don't know. I could be wrong, but from what I've seen of it, that's what it seems like to me.
Hisham, didn't you say that if I were to become an e-girl streamer, you would be my manager?
Yeah, I mean, with Ed, right when he started posting his TikToks and stuff, I spent an hour and a half or so just explaining to him how TikTok's algorithm works and how to get videos pushed out more to bigger audience, that kind of stuff. To me, that's fun. Like being able to manage personalities or something. That would be a pretty dope job, I would think.
So fun that you would do it for free.
I mean, you're not making any money now, so it would have to be for free. You know,
I
it's
wouldn't
on.
do it.
Yeah,
We've
right now
talked
we're
about
splitting the podcast profits 50-50, which is
yeah,
$0.
$0. Yeah. We'll see what happens. You know, maybe you're gonna start streaming, so you can start streaming your Osu gameplay.
That's
Perhaps.
You and Ed can
Maybe
grow
one day.
together. Ed on his Valorant and you on your Osu.
True. Yeah.
Mm.
We'll get Ed on the podcast one of these days. You guys will get to meet him as well.
You guys should go to Edward's Twitch.
Yeah.
What is it? Edward
What?
W.
Edward W, yeah. Edward,
So let
like
me make sure.
Surely.
Or maybe change it to Ed FPS. No,
I thought it was Ed FPS, but
I think he
you should
changed it to
check.
Ed FPS. I'll check. Yeah. You gotta move on to the next question while I look.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be level 3 questions. The ultimate philosophical, you gotta look within yourself to answer these
Okay.
kinds of questions. This one, Hisham and I, when we picked it, this one's it's a real doozy, I think. How would your friends describe you?
By the way, before we actually start the question, it is Edward W. So twitch.tv/Edward W.
EDWARDW.
Oh.
But yeah, so how would your friends describe you? I guess this is a bit of a two-part question. One of it is
What you
how
hope.
you think, how you hope or think your friends would describe you, and how they actually describe you.
This is scary because you guys are my friends, so like you're
Yeah,
gonna
so we'll
know
tell you.
what I think you guys think of me. This is a little weird.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I know one of my friends thinks I have a girlfriend, or for whatever reason. I don't know why. I apparently, for those of you on Spotify, Sarah just fell over in her bed because she's the person I'm talking about. Apparently, I give off a vibe that I have a girlfriend. I guess you guys can leave it in the comment section below. Do I seem like I have a girlfriend?
Nope.
I would say no, but some people would disagree.
That's
that's the
talked
whole
about
reason
it.
you asked this question. So
No, I actually.
add a little part in.
He was thinking about it when he chose this question for this podcast. He was like, "Oh, I gotta make sure to mention this story." And Sarah and I talked about the you having girlfriend thing.
I also
Yeah.
thought that like somebody had said you had a girlfriend. So then I
Yeah.
think like it was kind of like confirmation bias, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
he like acts that way because he has a girlfriend. I don't know.
Okay.
But I guess my friends think I've heard the term ditzy been used to describe me
Ditzy.
sometimes.
I would agree with that. For the most part.
Because I have a really bad memory. It's like a ongoing joke, and just don't ask me like to remember anything or like give you information about what happened back a while back, because I won't. I either will tell you something wrong or I won't remember it. I feel like that's the main thing. That's a little sad that that's like the main personality trait that I can think of. I guess like my friends, my friends here, like at Trinity where I go to school, would say I'm a good cook. I like cooking, and that I have like I'm like a night owl because I have a really shit sleep schedule.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. That's
Did you get your Genshin dailies done today? It's 3:07, by the way. I told you to get them done early.
minus 60. Minus 60.
Totally forgot.
For those of you who don't know, in our time zone, the Genshin Impact daily missions reset at 3 a.m. and this is 2 a.m. talkies, so Sarah did
Mr. Dailies.
miss her dailies. I did give her a warning though. I told her you need to get your dailies done.
Well, okay,
And
it wasn't 100% sure whether we were going to do the 2 a.m. talkies tonight, especially because Hisham wasn't sure if he was gonna be able to do it
Ooh.
tonight. So I just assumed that we weren't doing it. And I
I
was
said
like,
before
I can
you
do one of my
left that
dailies
those.
last minute.
I said that before you left that those plans were gone. So we were just waiting for you to come back from whatever you had at 7.
Wait, I didn't know you said that.
Oh, well.
I
Anyway, as
genuinely
you were
thought
saying,
we
Ditsu.
weren't doing it.
Oh yeah, Ditsy. I think you might be spot on with that one.
Okay, well, that's really sad that I missed my dailies. That's 60 primos down the drain. But it's okay, because I need to buy another Wilkins, so. I can
Josh,
just-
See.
what would you use
So
as a
this
description
isn't
for Sarah?
this isn't oh for Sarah.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say.
What's the opposite of punctual? Okay. So a lot of the times, we're
Party?
gamers, and we like to play games together. And Sarah will be like, "Oh yeah, I'll be there in 20 minutes." 5 hours later, we're still waiting on her. She's taking a shower, eating an apple, washing her dishes, just doing anything
Whatever.
except getting on her computer.
That's
You think
why.
it-
That's why Josh made that comment earlier about me eating. Josh gives me
Yeah.
the most shit for it, like consistently, like on a daily basis. I'm getting reminded of one of
Yeah.
those things, and it only happened. Okay, the punctual thing only happened like one time. That it was like
That's a lie. That's not one time.
no, it
That's
wasn't. No, it wasn't. Oh my god, this is the thing that happens in our server. Like one person will like say that this happened, and he'll like inflate it or like exaggerate it really badly, and then everyone else will just like take it as truth. I was only like 5 hours late that one time. All the other times, like it was.
Well, when you came to visit us in Austin, you're about an hour late, right? You said it was about an hour drive, and then you left 20 minutes after you said you left, and it also took 30 minutes longer to drive here than you said it would.
There's the time
Yeah,
at
I didn't
Chili's as
expect
well.
there to be a lot of traffic, but there was
Mhm.
like 2 accidents when I was driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
not gonna defend myself. If that's what you guys think of me, then so be it. This is
It's
what
okay.
you guys think. Not my opinion doesn't matter. So
How would your
Yeah.
friends describe you?
Me?
I'll cover the positive for Sarah. We have Ditzy and we have Tardy. So I'll cover the positive basis. Let's go with. I think you're a very selfless person. Although sometimes
Thank you.
it's unhealthy, but nonetheless, you prioritize your friends to a very high degree, especially over yourself.
Mhm.
I think in most cases, it ends up being a very good trait. Very respectable.
Nice. Okay. I guess it's my turn. So this isn't really a description, but it has happened to me a lot where, so a lot of the times I'll stay up very late. And when I stay up very late, I wake up very late. And so I won't join the Discord call, at the times I normally do. And when I do get in a call, I'll be, everybody will be like, or not everybody, but some people will be like, "Oh, Josh, where have you been?" Or sometimes if I'm in a different call, I'll go back in. Oh, this is one time where I think it was Edward and Spencer in the call. And right when I joined in, they said at the same time, like, "Where's Josh?" So I think I'm kind of like a constant presence, if that makes sense. Like, you'll notice if I'm not there, kind of thing. I'd like to think my friends think I'm funny, but I think I might be funny in that, like, I'm gonna roll my eyes every time Josh says something kind of funny. You know?
I
Like,
give you a lot of flack
maybe the
where I'm
annoying
like,
kind of funny.
I give you a lot of flack where I'm like, oh, Josh's jokes are the worst jokes in the server.
Yeah.
But they're not actually the worst jokes in the
I get a
server.
lot of
Like,
I hate Josh's.
yeah, Josh's humor is very oriented towards these random pot shots at people for random instances or random occurrences. And so it always leads to a I hate Josh.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do hate Josh.
So, so I guess if I'm answering the questions, how would my friends hate me? Oh, how would my friends describe me? Oh no, not spreading to me. I guess I hate Josh too. No. Um, and I'd like to think that my friends would describe me as helpful because I really do like helping other people. And if anybody in the server asks for help, I think I'll usually do my best to help. So I think that's something that I would like to be described as. Yeah.
Sarah, how would you describe Josh? One trait.
Well, I haven't known him as long as a lot of other people like Hisham has in the server. But from what I do know, he does not have a girlfriend. That was new.
Ladies.
Josh is single.
And I think you're a pretty genuine person. It doesn't seem like you ever fake anything or would try to act a certain way to appeal to somebody.
I see. So I keep it 100.
Yeah. Yes. You keep it 100.
You keep it real.
And you're also like very approachable, I would say.
Nice. I feel like that could be a backhand compliment sometimes,
Approachable.
Really?
right? Yeah. Like well, I guess it depends on the context.
I guess if
Like-
you like want to seem intimidating.
Well, I don't want to seem intimidating, but there's always that maybe it's more for guys where
Oh, I
well,
see.
maybe like
So
guys like me where when it comes to, talking to a girl I like, it's hard, right? So if you call somebody approachable, it's like you're not appealing,
wait,
right?
I'm
I think
still a little
Because
approachable
like
is
if
like
you're nervous, I don't know. Maybe that's me. Maybe cut this part out. I don't like that I said that.
Okay, sure. I'll cut it after that Sarah finishes like her statement or whatever about the
Okay.
approachable thing. I mean,
Okay.
if you want to say something else, you can.
No.
Or do you
I
not?
no,
Okay.
Okay.
well, I don't really remember what I was going to say. I just thought you meant like, oh, I want to seem like a buff macho intimidating man.
No.
There women are like, holy shit, he's so hot, but like I don't know what to say to him. And Josh is over there just like, I don't know, doing something, smoking a cigar.
Um,
I would say I would describe Josh as very dependable. I would say out of most, especially like the people in the server, but in general, just my friends, you're one of the more dependable people that I know because you always kind of stick your neck out, I think, for everyone else. Like, even if maybe it's not as, uh, even if you gain nothing for like helping them or whatever, whether that's, especially I feel like with homework or whatever, you always make an active effort to help our friends out. And in the case of helping with homework and stuff, you go the extra mile to teach them, not just help them through the problem or whatever, and they're done. They move on, right? You make an active effort to really teach our friends and make sure that they get something out of it. Something like that. That's just an example.
okay. Let's get one more
Yeah.
negative thing about me.
Negative?
I
Yeah.
hate Josh.
I hate Josh. I hate Josh. Holy shit.
I don't know. I feel like I haven't really known you long enough to like say that I have anything to complain about you.
You are incredibly negative as a person.
Am I
That's
really?
what I'll say. Not
Really?
incredibly. I would say
I
you're pretty negative as a person though. When it comes to yourself, more so than other
yeah.
people.
Yeah, I hate Josh.
Yeah. Like it's not necessarily something that I'm like, oh, this is like annoying about him or whatever.
Hmm.
But if we're saying some negative trait about you, I guess it would be your self-esteem. You have a lot more things to be proud of that you don't really, you just kind of like skip over, don't, and just take for granted.
Okay, I see.
You're a lot better of a person than you think you are.
Aw, thanks.
I
Well,
hate
that turned out to be a positive,
I hate
actually.
Josh.
that.
I hate Josh.
All right, your turn. Your turn. How would your friends describe
Oh
you?
God.
Can we skip to the negative part? I have a lot to say.
Oh my
I'm
God.
kidding.
She's ready.
Ooh.
I would hope that my friends see me as somebody that they can rely on in times of need, whether that's like for venting or just for helping them out with something. I don't know. I think a lot of the jokes in the server revolve around me. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I
Can you be more
think
specific?
no. I mean, like, I think a lot of it stems from our server is a culmination of different friend groups, and because I'm the one who usually invites people. I mean, now it's grown more, right? Like Edward invited Posh and Kush, and they've been joining the server now. But originally, when there wasn't as many people in the server, people it was easy for people to kind of become closer via flaming me or something if there was like a joke or whatever. I think
Mhm.
I
That's
made like
true.
everybody more comfortable because it was something that they could say, and there wasn't like a you can't just like flame somebody you don't know, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
You're right.
And since a lot of our servers conversations are oriented around bantering and flaming each other, people are a lot more hesitant if it's somebody they don't know
I see.
until they have gotten to know those people more.
Yeah. Like now that I've gotten to know you, I can say,
I've
and
kind of got
you can
that.
just bleep that out.
Yeah, like people doxing me is a really common flame in the server. Yeah, now I'm gonna have to go cut that out or bleep it or whatever. I'm just gonna cut it.
Yeah. I think that's how if that's how you want your friends to describe you, I would say I would describe you as someone I would go to for help.
Let's go.
I mean, I have come to you for advice, for help, those things. I think that's also why you know everybody's secrets. Like you like we've had I've talked about this with other people and they're like, how does Hisham just like know everybody's business, man?
I remember Randy and I talked about this once where every time somebody starts opening up about their like secrets or like their problems, whatever, there's like deeper conversations, I'm just for some reason there, whenever it does come up. So I don't know, maybe I'm just lucky.
Yeah.
I think
A lot of
like
dirt.
on a more serious level, I don't know. I think you're proficient at like creating a space for people to feel safe to talk about their problems with, you know? It's like kind of similar to like being approachable. Like
Negative?
I
I wouldn't call
maybe
that a
kind of mean
negative trait.
sometimes.
No, no, no. I'm
So
saying
like
like negative trait because we did a negative for everyone.
I'd
Oh,
say, you know, we bust each other's
Yeah,
balls around here a lot. And you
that's
know,
true.
there's bantering, and then there's a Sham like threatening my life and threatening to smash my teeth into the concrete.
To be
come on,
fair,
let this light banter. Come on.
yeah,
That's not.
it's just banter, John. But to be fair, that also stems from like you talking about how you're like disgusted about curb stomping. It's not just like, oh, I actually want to curb stomp Josh. I mean, I hate you, but not like that, right? So
Okay. Sarah, you said you had a lot of negative stuff. Was that, you have anything to back that up? Come
I
on, just lay
mean,
it on us. We
not
have as much time as you want.
not
The floor is
really.
yours.
Or like, I mean, if they're really bad, I wouldn't be friends with them anymore. But
Just
actually,
give us your top three
top
least favorite
three,
things about
what the?
Hisham. Just roast him in
I
front of
think the
everybody.
only issue like I ever had with him that I talked to him about was that sometimes like he like can't fully commit to like a plan that we make. I don't really like we haven't hung out that much IRL or like done big group events since COVID happened. But I know like before then, he like I might come. He'd be like, I can probably make it. Like he would add that little like probably or might, so
I
that way
see.
like later
Plausible
when I message him
deniability.
like on the day of the event, I'm like, bro, where are you? He's like, oh wait, I have to like do this or I have to like I don't know, has some event that errand that he has to run. And he's like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it. I, I'm fine with that. I just wanted him to just like let me know ahead of time, like that he wouldn't be able to make it. Cause like, why am I contacting him? But yeah, that's
We've
the
talked
only
about it
problem I
before.
really had with him.
I think the thing is, the reason that I always say probably or whatever is a lot of it deals with how my family is in general, where a lot of things are up in the air. My siblings are a lot younger than me, for one, and so if my parents ever have to like go do something, they leave the house. I'm the one who has to go watch them. I can't leave the house if that happens.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff is like, oh, my dad just randomly let me know like an hour before my plans are with my friends or whatever. Oh, that he's going to Sugarland or something, and so I have to watch my siblings. Or something happens and I just end up being forced along with it, and I just don't know in advance. But
Yeah. I get a lot of things are like out of your control, especially because like, you know, um, you don't know about them until like really last minute. Um, but yeah, I mean,
I mean, I
I don't
think
really
it's
have a
actually a
problem
pretty
with
good
it.
life hack. Like
I used to get
oh,
if you
I
get
used to just
invited,
get annoyed when I would see the probably or the maybe because I'd be
I
like, "Ugh,
think
this is like his like what am I thinking of? Like so he's not like liable. Like he
I think
has
that's
like
pretty good. That's pretty
he
good.
consciously like puts it in.
Because
well,
I'm fine.
I have been invited by acquaintances before to events that I don't really want to go to. And I think I'm a bit socially awkward, so it's hard for me to just say no to someone. So if I just say, "Oh, I can probably come," I get that plausible deniability where if I don't end up going, or it makes it easier to cancel at close to the last minute,
Mm,
and they can't get mad because I said I'd probably come.
okay, when I do it,
okay, I
it's
mean
because I'm actually uncertain. With you, you're just taking advantage of
Well, I
it.
haven't done it before. I'm just saying it sounds like a good idea, and
oh,
I'm
so you
behind
would
it.
do it.
Okay, so now he's gonna. Now when we make plans with Josh, he's gonna be like,
No,
I
no, no.
probably could go.
On
That's
the next for the next 2 a.m. Talkies podcast, he's gonna be like, I can probably make it, and then you guys won't see him.
Yeah, then I'm gonna have to just do it solo.
I mean that's kind of what happened today. We like Sarah said, we almost didn't record our episode today.
Oh yeah, because I wasn't sure. For example, today, we were thinking about moving the podcast over to a different day for recording because I probably had to go, which ended up falling through. But I did let them know before you left, which was like 7 p.m. Right? Sarah didn't catch it though, and so she thought we just weren't recording today.
Yeah.
Luckily
So
for you
honestly, it's her
guys,
fault.
we did end up getting it going.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's been about an hour and 20 minutes, I think. This is a good stopping point for today's episode. Thank you for being our guest. Is there anything you wanna plug?
No.
Gonna plug,
Any
gonna
shout
shout
outs?
someone
You
out.
know what?
Well,
Go watch Edward W. Go watch his Twitch.
yeah.
He is I can't remember. I can't remember the rank he was.
He was peak immortal 616.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pretty
But
good
I
at
don't
the
know what he is
game.
right now, but he's
ladies,
immortal.
if that speaks
No.
to you,
Remember he's already
hit
we
him.
can't
Wait,
be doing that right now.
No, but
Remember?
it's not
no,
for
no,
sure.
no,
He
no.
should
We
have
don't know.
options.
He's single.
Ah,
He's single. So if
So
anybody's looking for a 5'9" Asian boy who's immortal, peak ranks top 616, Valorant demon with tons of clips.
he does
Yeah,
have
hit
tons
him
of
up.
clips.
Hit him up.
Okay.
You
Not
wanna?
the plug I was expecting. Anything else?
Oh,
no.
so you wanna? Who do you want to see on the podcast next?
I
Who are
want
your
to see
top?
Jerry on the podcast next, and I want you guys to ask him that karaoke question.
How do you think it's gonna go? They're just gonna be like, I don't know any songs.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't. So we do have a Google sheet full of questions, and to keep it fresh for you guys listening, we're gonna try to avoid rerunning those questions, at least without a few breaks in between. Yeah.
If we do rerun a question, obviously it'll be to a different guest. So
Yeah.
Mhm. Well,
Okay. Hisham, can you tell the listeners where they can find us?
oh man, we still don't really know. But hopefully it'll definitely be on YouTube. Hopefully it'll be on Spotify, maybe Apple Music. Everything else is up in the air. We'll see.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it'll be in description of wherever you're listening to it right now. Stream it on everything. Share it on everything. That's the goal.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I'm glad that this didn't fall through. And
Yeah.
this was fun.
Thank you for
Is
coming.
Miso there? Can Miso say goodbye to the viewers one last time?
I don't think she is. Do you want me to get her?
Wow.
I can go. I can go.
She's a flaker
It's
too.
fine. It's fine.
Okay. Okay. I'll
Oh
find
my god.
No. Okay.
Yeah, she went to go make her cook at Miso. What's wrong with you?
We need a stronger outro because we don't have a set structure for our outros yet.
We need to make somebody make us a jingle.
Oh yeah.
Outro
Yeah.
jingle.
If
We can
any of
tell
you
Darsh.
listeners,
Or yeah, anybody who's listening.
yeah, if you want to make us an intro or an outro jingle, go ahead and start writing that now, and we'll figure out a way for you to send it to us.
Also, if you guys ever have questions that you guys want us to ask or something, whether that's questions that you want to add on to our already list of level 1, level 2, level 3 questions, just put them in the comments. Or yeah, I guess the only place you can put it right now is YouTube comments or something.
Yeah. We'll probably set up.
Some sort of email or link, some sort of thing to submit in questions. Right now we have a lot of questions, but we do want to obviously grow that list. So we'll
Yeah.
find some way to do it. But for now, just put in the description or something in the comments.
All right. I found her to go
Let's
on.
go.
All right.
There
She doesn't look very happy.
Can you make her wave goodbye?
Yes. Goodbye. Please
Bye.
watch 2 Oh, go.
Okay. And yeah, that's a wrap.